Okay, it's 10 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to the District's Employment 101. Today we will be hearing from hiring managers around the district on all sorts of different positions. And then I will be going over the application and employment process and our new interview resume cover letter assistance program that we have going on. My name is Brandy Gloria, and I'm the recruiting and staffing coordinator. First, we will be hearing from Sarah Gillum. She is the principal at West Valley High, and she's going to be talking about the importance of subs in schools.
Okay, yeah, so I am so excited to be a part of this today after I finished my student teaching. The first job that I had was as a sub, and I was in Minnesota. So I subbed in many different schools across many different districts. And my favorite part of my job now and when I was a teacher was being with students and getting to interact with them because they're just so full of energy and you can just have so much fun with them. So I guess that's, I feel like one of the greatest parts of being a sub in schools is that you get to be with kids and interact with them. And I also, I think, learned so much in that time of subbing that I took back with me to the classroom and that, you know, is still with me now as an administrator. Subs are such an important part of our team here at schools because they are so integral to making sure everything runs as smoothly as possible. So I just want to say that we love our subs and they are such an important part of our whole school team as we work together to help our schools and our students be as successful as possible. They step in for staff, they fulfill so many different roles, and just we always appreciate that our subs have such a can-do attitude when they come into the building. So a few things to think about though. Number one, you are not alone when you are a sub. I know that it sometimes can feel like a lonely job, like it's just you in the room with the kids, but we are all here to support you. If your school utilizes radios, there might be radios in your room, so help is just a phone call away, or any phone in any classroom. If you dial 0 or have the extension to the front office, we are here to support you in that. Also, most likely right on either side of you in your classroom that you're working in, there's more teachers to help that are also willing to do whatever they can because they've been in that position too, I'm sure, where they're just need an answer or need help with a student or a situation or a quick bathroom break, right? All those little things. So you are not alone. We are here to help you in whatever thing that you need. The other thing that I talk about this all the time with my teachers too, something we refer to as the curse of knowledge. That sometimes when something is so routine for you or you know it so well, you forget that other people don't know it. So it is always okay to ask questions. More questions, the better. We are never bothered by getting asked questions. It's never a nuisance. And we sometimes, you know, the bus dismissal or the recess routine is so ingrained in our brains that we forget to explicitly tell it to other people. And the same thing happens with kids sometimes, right? Where we forget to explicitly say it to kids. So I just wanted to say that it's always okay to ask us questions. If something doesn't make sense, if you need help with something, please never hesitate to ask those questions. The second thing I wanted to say is just about ASOP. What's the deal with ASOP, right? There's a few things to pay attention to in ASOP that we sometimes get questions about when subs come in. The first one is what type of position you're picking up. So when you're taking a job in ASOP, it's always important to pay attention to what type of position it is. Is it a teacher position? Is it support in a special education classroom position? Is it filling in a library? And I know there's different pieces in play there that what different jobs you can see, but it's just important to take a look at that. And we always encourage our staff to add a little note in there too, so that you have an idea, or that subs that are picking up a job have an idea of what that job might entail during the day. Because of course it's very different to be, you know, checking out books in a library or working one-on-one with a student or being in front of a classroom of, you know, AP calculus students or whatnot. So that was the first thing I want to say. Oh, also, sometimes like if you're doing recess duty or if you're doing bus duty and it's like today where it's cold outside, you might need to pay attention if you need to bring warm gear, right? Like just like the kids, we encourage to put notes in there, and our secretaries always try to check to make sure we put notes in there if there's other specific things to think about that you might need to have when you come for a sub job. And then the next thing I wanted to pay attention to in ASOP is sometimes it might say what the times are for a job. So oftentimes our teaching positions, you know, it'll be for the full day, and we would want you to come for the full day because there's always things to be done. So just pay attention to what the times, the beginning times and the end times are for that sub job when you pick it up, so you know what the expectations will be. And if you find yourself with nothing to do, again, just touch base in the front office. We often have little jobs that we can have you do. And again, we really do consider you a part of our school community. So filling in wherever you can, I think, is just a great way to make more connections with different people in the building so that we can help you feel more comfortable and make sure like all of your questions are answered. Okay. The other tips and tricks that, you know, especially this year, I think have come up more and more, and with Time Clock Plus, knowing your F number and your password. I can still remember my first day at North Pole Middle School. Rich Smith was like, this is your F number and you need to learn it. And I would say the same thing for subs, that F number is really important, and you use it for so many different things. So make sure you know your F number and make sure you know your password. And then you do have a school district email too. So oftentimes it's more convenient for us if it's a Google Meet link or something else to access through your email. Make sure we can help you. And again, we can help you make sure you get logged onto your email. Because I will say this year, more than any other, I think being familiar with technology is so important. And again, we're here to help you. And I know our library staff has been on it with making sure we help keep you guys knowing the ins and outs and tips and tricks of how things are going. But knowing how to log into that technology is really important. And then the other thing, and again, I know this is key, and I think especially if you're looking into being a teacher, like flexibility is key, right? So things change. Maybe we might ask you to fill in for a different role that's just more critical for meeting the needs of our students. And of course, if you go to different schools, things might be a little different at each school. So I guess, you know, I think in any job, flexibility is so important. And I would just say the same for being a sub, that if you're willing to work with us, that flexibility is just really helpful for us in making sure that the day runs as smoothly for kids as it can. And then the last one, feedback. Oh my gosh, your feedback is so helpful. If something isn't working, if something didn't go in as smooth, if something really was successful or really helpful, they didn't have it at another school, they did have it at one school, that feedback is so helpful to us, because again, we you know, kind of get ingrained in things. And so when fresh eyes and someone new is coming to look at something and can give us feedback on how to improve our processes or give better or clearer communication to the people coming into the buildings to help us out, that is really helpful and we really appreciate it. So if you have feedback, that's so great for us too, to continue to make sure that we're better meeting your needs when you come into our buildings and maybe aren't exactly sure what to expect. Okay, Brandy, those were all my notes. So I think you tell me if I missed anything.
No, sounds good. Thank you so much, Sarah. Some housekeeping things I forgot to mention. This will be recorded, so if you missed anything in the beginning, you can go back and watch it on our Facebook page. And I believe it's also going to be posted on our website. And next up, we have Mackenzie Rosenthal. She is an instructional coach in our district, and she's going to be talking about what it's like being a teacher in our district. Mackenzie?
Good morning, I'm Mackenzie, and yeah, I'm going to talk about being a school teacher within the district. So I actually did teach within our school district. I started teaching in our district in 2002, and then I've held a couple other positions within our district since then, and now I work as an instructional coach. with K-8 teachers. And I think actually being a teacher is an extremely rewarding position within our school district. But like Sarah was saying, your days are extremely varied and are always different, and you fill many different roles as a classroom teacher within our school district. So you have to be, like thinking on your feet all of the time, because you don't have the same day at all. Your days are varied and you're doing something different all of the time. So if you're thinking, wow, I don't want the same day, same 2 days in a row, maybe being in the classroom is for you because you're doing something different all of the time. You need to be that person who is extremely flexible and is ready to make change all of the time. And that was something that I really enjoyed, was being able to, move and change with, a moment's notice. I really enjoyed working with students and thinking, wow, we're really into this. And I rearranged my day all the time and thought about, the kids are really engaged in this activity right now, and moving around what I had planned because the engagement was really high. I was an elementary school teacher, but that was something that I liked about, being a generalist and having kind of autonomy in my classroom. So if that's something that you like, then that might be for you. The other thing about being a classroom teacher in our school district is, and probably any school district, is you have the opportunity and the ability to build positive relationships with students on a daily basis. It's really exciting, to build up students and to have the opportunity to see the excitement in students' eyes, those aha moments when they're really getting it. And then when they return the next day and you get to see it again and over and over and over. So that's exciting to you. It might be really great opportunity for you. As a classroom teacher in Fairbanks, you also have the opportunity to make choices and how to present curriculum to students. And we teach with our state standards and they guide our teaching, but they do not drive our lessons and our activities and our projects. The teachers use those standards to guide and engage their students, but they don't necessarily drive everything. So that's one great thing about teaching in Fairbanks, is you get the opportunity to kind of design things in your classroom yourself. The school district here also works really hard to keep its curriculum and its adopted programs current. We review all of our curriculum on a regular basis with committees that include many teachers, and I think that's really important. That our school district does a really good job at keeping everything current. Our school district also has a really robust coaching program that they've worked really hard to build. And the coaching program helps to build capacity within a teacher. The coaches are available to all K-12 teachers in academic content areas and also within technology. So if teachers are ever in need or want help in all of those areas, those coaches are available, and I'm actually one of those instructional coaches. I think that the school district does a great job at recognizing that teachers are learners as well, and they offer a wide variety of professional development opportunities throughout the school year and also during the summertime to help teachers grow in their profession. And the professional development opportunities that they provide can also be taken for continuing credit opportunities. And the school district does a really good job at making sure that the professional development opportunities that they provide for teachers are widely varied, and so that they cover the K-12 teachers that the school district has employed. We also have a really robust library media services department that has many teaching kits in all content areas that they're available for checkout. And those kits are amazing. I used them all the time when I was in the classroom. There's also a professional library available to the teachers, and that is great if you're trying to build up any of your knowledge. I think that as a school district, we are really supportive of all of our teachers inside schools like Sarah was saying, on either side of you, you always have teachers there to help support you and help you out if you're in need of help. The admin within the building is very, very supportive of you all of the time. If you're in need of help, they're there for you too. So you've got like-minded people that you're teaching with. You've got admin there to support you. The teaching and learning department here downtown is very supportive of you. If you're ever in need, you can give us a call, you can email us. But we're doing a really great job to help support teachers in their endeavor to, really help grow all of the students that are enrolled in the school district.
Okay, thank you, Mackenzie. And if
I think I covered it.
anyone in the audience has any questions, you can put your questions in the chat box at any time, and we can get those answered for you. So next up, we have Carlo Perez. He is the Assistant Director of Nutrition Services, and he will be talking about different nutrition services positions in our district.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Carlos Perez, Assistant Director of Nutrition Services. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about what it means to work for nutrition services and what our goal is. So our overall goal is to provide an appealing and nutritious meal to promote the overall health of each student and to fully engage the learning process. We strongly believe that a hungry child has a disadvantage when it comes to learning. We want to make sure all the kids have an option to be able to get a nutritious and reimbursable meal. And that being said, we have a lot of positions that lead up to that. We have positions all the way from warehouse to receiving meals to actually at site kitchens where you prepare the meals and you hand them out to the kiddos. One of the biggest benefits for working with us is the diverse positions that we have. We have positions that could be for people who want to better their culinary skills, that want to increase their ability to learn how to manage a small team. If that's the case, then our secondary kitchen manager positions or secondary kitchen aid positions are ideal for that. We as a department really encourage self-growth, and we want to make sure we give all our employees the best success, or the best percentage of success. Here at the Administrative Center, we are constantly keeping in touch with all different employees and helping to promote success and the tools needed to self-improve. Some of the positions that we have available, or at school sites, we have kitchen aid positions, which those are positions ranging from 2.5 hours to 4 hours, where you'll actually be cooking and preparing meals, learning how a kitchen works. And those positions tend to be great stepping stones to becoming kitchen managers. We have different versions of kitchen managers depending if you're in elementary sites or in secondary sites. If you're a person that really enjoys being self-sufficient and working in your own bubble and processes, being an elementary manager is a phenomenal position. You are in charge of your kitchen, and it is a one-man show or woman show, making the procedures needed to successfully feed the kids. If you're an individual that wants to learn and develop skills on how to manage a team, kitchen managers at secondary schools, that's the best position. You tend to manage a crew of about 3 to 5 individuals, and never alone. We always offer support here at the main office, constantly checking in and making sure you never feel alone. If you're the type of person that doesn't necessarily want to be on site with the kids and prefers to be more reserved or prefers to be more in the back end of things, we have many positions that facilitate that. We have our own in-building warehouse, which is ginormous. There's a lot of positions there where people are driving from site to site, delivering meals, delivering ingredients for the kitchens. It's a great crew, and we always try to keep the energy up, and we try to keep everyone in a positive manner. If you are more interested in working in more like a production facility, we have that too. Our central kitchen here located in our main building is capable of pumping out thousands of meals in a very production style manner with a crew of about 15. And again, it's positions that are full-time positions that thrive to try to uplift employees to give them opportunities to better themselves. We even have a roving kitchen manager position. So if you're interested in change, you like that dynamic of being able to never have the same day twice, being a roving kitchen manager is a phenomenal position. Every day you will get assigned to a different school to manage that school's kitchen or to aid in that school's production. It's a very diverse position that involves a lot of exciting changes. So that's one of the best parts about working with us. Throughout all our positions, we always strive to encourage positivity. You know, we all may have a bad day here and there, but overall, we do try to work as one department and as one family, encouraging each other and uplifting each other. So that's one of the best things about working for us.
All right, thank you so much, Carlos.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have Kate Hall. She is the Assistant Director of Special Education, and she'll be talking about our special education positions.
Well, after that, I'm thinking about changing to nutrition services. It sounds awesome. So, yeah. So within special education department, I've got some notes here. Sorry if I'm not looking up. We have staff that are in every single campus across the entire school district, from Wood River Elementary School to Two Rivers. We have preschoolers up through age 22, so a real wide variety of student population that we serve across a wide geographical area. So we certainly appreciate subs at all times. We have a really large staff, and so there's a need for subs that understand special education on a regular basis. We currently have positions that are open right now as well. I believe I was counting, I think we have 5 positions that are actively open for paraprofessionals right now. The 2 are in a middle school, and then there are 3 in elementary school. The status of where those are in terms of being active, I know they're open. Whether they're actively posted or not, I believe they are. Paraprofessionals are vital to the functioning of classrooms and to student success. We offer training opportunities for paraprofessionals on a regular basis. The last parent-teacher conference days that we had, we offered trainings at that time. We have regular administrative support for paraprofessionals as well. And let's see, we also have several positions for teachers that are historically hard to fill. So they are not posted currently, all of them, but areas that we typically see a need in every school year. And as next year becomes more clear, we are pretty well constantly recruiting for anyone in the therapies. So speech language therapy, occupational therapy, or physical therapy. Deaf and hard of hearing programs, people who have a background in sign language or sign language certification. Those are always hard to fill positions. Special education endorsements in general, we typically have openings in teaching positions with a special ed endorsement. Particularly over this last year, our unicorns have been in secondary math. So if you are secondary math certified and are interested in a special education endorsement, or vice versa, you have a special ed endorsement and are interested in secondary math, that has been a difficult area for us to fill lately. We also typically have a need for that early childhood endorsement. And I feel like I talked really fast, which I probably did, but we have a need for subs currently. We have current positions open in paraprofessional areas, and we also anticipate some of those high needs areas to be openings for the coming school year for certified staff as well.
All right, thank you, Kate. Next up, we have Lori Schneider. She is the Director of Nursing Services, talking about being a nurse in our district.
Ooh, hello. I'm sorry I wasn't ready. It's a little bit early. So I am the Director of Nursing Services for the school district. The district has 28 brick and mortar schools that we try to place licensed nurses in to provide health services for every student in the district who goes to a school. School nursing isn't what you think it is. I was a nurse for 25 years in a hospital situation doing clinical nursing, and that did not necessarily prepare me for school nursing. A lot of what we do is not Band-Aids and ice packs. A lot of what we do is dealing with social emotional issues and dealing with issues that are not necessarily acute health conditions, a lot of mental health conditions. We also do care coordination. We are, in a sense, public health nurses because we deal with population health. We also take on a leadership role because in a school setting, a nurse is the only health professional in the building. So staff and students look to us for advice and information concerning health. We have a lot of children in our district who have chronic health conditions. So we manage the care of those students. We have, in addition to just those everyday kind of acute situations and first aid situations, we also deal with emergencies. Our main role is to be able to take care of the health needs of students so that they can get back in the classroom. We don't necessarily try to get a student to leave the building when they're not feeling well. We try to assess them and determine whether they can get back to the classroom. Let me see what else. We do have a lot of positions opened. We try to keep a professional licensed nurse in each building. Trying to think of what else. In a normal year, it's really the most fulfilling job that I've ever had as a nurse. You have a lot of independence. You get to make nursing decisions independently. There is no physical backup for you. So it's pretty rewarding to be able to make a decision and follow through with the plan of care that you've chosen to implement for a particular student. It's just very fulfilling. Today there was an example, a nurse called me and a troubled student came to her office and she was able to talk with that student and kind of lift him up and get him back out into the classroom feeling so much better than when he had come into her office. And that's a lot of what we do. I have nothing else.
Okay, thank you so much, Lori. And to our audience, don't forget that if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. Next up, we have Jay Carrion. She is the custodial and grounds manager for our facilities maintenance department. Hi, Jay. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm on mute, sorry. Thank you for inviting me. So I am the custodial and grounds manager for the school district, and I'm gonna share a slideshow with you and hopefully it works. Hopefully you can see that. So now I gotta figure out how to, okay. So welcome, this is the custodial department. So our mission in the department is to support the education and ensure a safe, clean, and inviting environment to learn, work, and play. You know, besides cleaning, we also address safety concerns in the building. We ensure the building systems are functioning properly. We perform minor maintenance. We maintain access through proper snow removal and grounds care. And we respond to the related needs of the staff and students. We also maintain building security. So we're always looking for, you know, sub-custodians to help us out, especially in the evening. If you do sign up for sub-custodian with us, we do task-based cleaning, which basically means that each crew member has a specific task to perform in the school, such as, you know, one person will be doing the trash, one will be doing vacuuming, or one will be doing wet cleaning services. So if you do decide to, sub with us, whoever you're subbing for that day, their task might be they're, taking the trash out that day. So that's the task that you will be taking over for them. So, we feel like every member has a vital role in the overall cleaning process. We do team cleaning. We work together, and we, our goal is to keep the schools clean and safe for all our students, our staff, and our community. Here are some equipment and chemicals that we use. Before you even sign up with us, we, once you sign up, we will do an orientation with you. You'll get to come to FMD. I have one of the zone managers that will kind of go over all the basic things that we utilize, all the equipment that we use, all the chemicals. We kind of give you an overview. We also give you a list of all the schools with all the names, numbers of the head custodians that you can contact. So we use different several, backpack vacuums. If you're not comfortable using a backpack vacuum, we also have our regular upright vacuum. We use a flat mop system, which is used on the tables. I probably won't be asking you guys to do carpet extracting or, snow removal and those kind of things. And the electrostatic sprayer, which, as you know, being in the COVID times, we have a special team that does COVID cleanup, so we're not going to be asking our sub-custodians to do any COVID cleanup. And then we don't use too many chemicals, but we use, 2 or 3 different disinfectants, and then here's a list of all our other chemicals that we use in the district. So some of the expectations that we have for our sub-custodians is, you need to arrive on time, because any delay could result in the entire team falling behind. Because we're doing task-based cleaning, it's really important that you, that you show up on time. We work mostly in the evening, so we start at 3 o'clock, and we work until 11. Some schools start at 3:30 to 11:30. We want you to come with a positive attitude and the willingness to both learn and work. Once you have the orientation training with us, we do provide on-the-job training for each sub-custodian who doesn't have much experience. And then the head custodian will, show you how to do a lot of the cleaning stuff, like how to operate the machines, like the floor scrubber, for example, how to use the backpack vacuum. We've got 2 types of the backpack vacuum. We've got the corded ones where you plug it in, as into the wall, or we've got the cordless ones, which a lot of our custodians prefer, because they're able to go in and out of rooms without having to find a plug. We do ask you to be prepared to work the hours that you are committed to when signing up. Listen and learn from the head custodian and the regular shift custodians that you're going to be working with. We serve over 30 schools, including the admin building, our building, nutrition services, and we have a couple of other schools that we, some charter schools that we take care of. And so each school has a head custodian. So you're not going to be working alone. We never expect a sub-custodian to work by themselves. Someone will always be there. Some of the physical demands that include in the tasks that we do is we do expect there's a lot of frequent standing, the walking, the bending. We do expect that employees have to lift up to 50 pounds, at least up to waist high level. Employees should have the ability to learn to safely operate various pieces of equipment and safely use carts, ladders, doilies, etc. And like I said, we will provide on-the-job training for all of those things as well. Customer service, even if you're not directly working with students or staff, so if you choose to do the shift custodian, we don't really work around students as much as, say, the day custodian does. We do still expect, a positive attitude. So even when our efforts go unseen, the result is a clean and positive environment where our youth can safely learn and grow. We do respond to the needs of students, staff, and fellow employees with proper courtesy and diligence. And we also take pride in work and let it stand out as if it were your signature in your school. Signing up for open shifts. We feel like it's very flexible. You can do a phone access. You sign up to receive automated job notifications on your phone. You will go online. You can search through our Frontline ASAP portal for any available shifts. Sometimes we have shift custodians that help us out as acting head custodians. So sometimes you may not always see an open position. So you can always call us, contact us directly, and then you can find out if there's any availability and that you don't see on the list. You can also work whatever time works for you. So as a substitute custodian, you have the opportunity to work on the days that fit your schedule. You can choose the locations that you would like to work at and pass on those you don't. And again, you have to see what's available. And if you don't see anything available, you can contact us and we can let you know. We also ask that when you do pick a shift, that you at least commit to 4 hours, a minimum of 4 hours, but you can also work up to 7.5 hours, which doesn't include the 30-minute lunch. So it's 8 hours total, but 7.5 hours of it is paid. So we are interested in your ability to grow and learn while you work with us. The school district custodial department is structured to rely on one another, from management to building staff. We succeed by working together. We are always here to support you with the training, the knowledge, and guidance necessary for you to achieve our common goals. We share success throughout the department, so the more you grow, the stronger we are together. So being part of the custodial department means making a difference in the community. We ensure our facilities are clean and safe environment where fellow staff are enabled to perform their duties and where our students can learn and grow. We encourage you to use this as an opportunity to experience a different aspect of our district and interact with different employees. We hope that you will enjoy or explore the possibility of growing further with us as a permanent role in the department. And if you want more information or are interested in any sub positions with us, you can contact me, and here's my information. And I do want to point out that we do have several sub teachers that have substituted for us, and we are very grateful for them. So that's all I've got.
Thank you, Jay. And becoming a sub custodian or an on-call custodian is a great way to start a career with FMD. It's a great way to get experience with the different schools and see where you would like to work.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people start with us and now they're with the SPED department, or they've become teachers themselves, or they've moved on to nutrition services and network services, etc.
All right, thank you. So next up we have Virva Elliott. She is the director of the ELL program.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Virva Elliott. I'm the director of the ELL program, like Brandy said, and I would like to present you about language interpreter positions. I will share my screen shortly. So language interpreter positions in our school district are considered temporary employee positions, and they provide language and vocabulary interpretation in the classroom. Even if the students would be remote learning, the language interpreters will be in the buildings, connecting from the school buildings remotely with the students. But most of our ELL students who require language interpreting are right now in the schools, so most likely it would be in the classroom. And some of the responsibilities of the language interpreters are just assisting the students with assignments and helping to interpret the assignments that are generally in English into the students' language. And we always try to provide just a few words and kind of pushing the students to try their own English skills. But of course, in the very beginning, they might need a little bit more interpreting support. Language interpreters also work as community liaisons for our school district. So that basically will mean that interpreters will help with the communication between the parents and the teachers. And it could also be interpreting during parent-teacher conferences or IEP meetings for special education, or meetings for any behavior expectations, or in the beginning of the school year, it could be topics such as just academic requirements and just general cultural awareness of the differences between the schools in Alaska and the schools from where the student comes from. And some other duties that the language interpreters might be asked to do is also supporting students. So maybe not even in the language interpreter's target language. So say that you would be a Spanish interpreter, but we might need some extra support, kind of like technical support when students are taking classes remotely within the classroom for a student who does not necessarily speak Spanish, but speaks another language. Or also providing some support for students who might be behind academically more than 2 years. So we try to provide a little bit of extra support, because this could be a student has not attended school in their home country, or perhaps the curriculum was quite different in the home country. So the requirements are maybe higher in certain subject areas in our school district. So just providing a little bit of extra support for students. And positions in general work less than 15 hours a week. Occasionally it could go, for a week or two, it could go over that if we have a high need, such as during parent-teacher conferences. And usually it is about 4 to 8 hours per week per student. So students who are a little bit higher in proficiency would get maybe 4 hours of interpreting, and the newcomer students would get about 8 hours of interpreting. And it could be multiple schools. However, we do try to keep so that each language interpreter would only have 1 school and 2 schools at the very most. But especially this year, we try to do it so that it is 1 school only. And we currently do pay $18 an hour, so it is a pretty good pay. And the schedule is flexible. So if you do have another job, we probably will be able to work around that. However, it does need to be during the student contact hours, and elementary schools tend to prefer earlier in the morning when their core instruction in English and math is taking place. And we do have also like on-call assignments. So even if you wouldn't be able to interpret for us on a permanent basis every week, then maybe if you're able to be on call, we could also use your help for any parent-teacher communication that we need help with. And we do appreciate interpreters who are willing to do that for us. And regarding qualifications, so a high school diploma or equivalent is required. And if you have some experience interpreting in the community, that is great, even if it's interpreting maybe for your own family when you in different settings. And if you have experience in working in schools or volunteering in schools, that is great. It is always a benefit, but it is not the requirement. We do have other ELL program staff at schools, and they will help you to get started with the interpreting. And the skills required, so it really depends on what we are asking you to do. So general classroom interpreting, you do need to have a receptive proficiency in English at a level adequate to interpret it at the grade level. And when I interview people, I do ask at what grade levels people are comfortable interpreting. And, kind of, we do have students all over the school district. So we have students in Fairbanks, in North Pole, and in Ben Isleson schools. And I do also ask which schools would you be willing to travel to if you are an interpreter for us. I do understand that winter driving conditions might be a little unfamiliar for people, so I do not want to make anybody to drive further than they are comfortable driving. And regarding the language proficiency in the other language, so if you are interpreting in the classroom, it requires a little bit less of a proficiency in the other language than, for example, an IEP meeting for special education that requires a little bit higher fluency, and it is very specialized language. However, we do provide vocabulary help for that, so there is time to study if there ever would be need. And I do have just a quick where to apply, because sometimes it can be really difficult to find. So you go to the gatewaynorthstar.org website under jobs, and under external opening, look for the job ID 8470 and click on the apply link. And something that is really important to remember, and I'm sure HR is going to be talking about it, are the 3 references that should be professional. So 2 should be some sort of supervisory references. It could be from volunteer experience too. It does not need to be from work experience. And 1 reference could be a coworker. And if at any time you have any questions about the tutoring positions, please do feel free to email me. And I did put this slideshow on our ELL program website. So if you want to take a look at the information or look at my contact information, you can find it when you go to the school district website. You go to the departments, and then you go to English Language Learner Program webpage. You go to Program Staff, and then Language Interpreters. And I did embed the slideshow there. And there is also my contact information if you have any questions. And currently we are needing interpreters, especially in Spanish. We always need Spanish interpreters. We would need Tagalog, Vietnamese, Thai, and Russian interpreters too. And occasionally we need other languages. So, if you speak another language, just send me a quick email and we can talk. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Vera. So next up, we're going to have Michelle Nash. She is the HR coordinator for subs and temps and our support staff. Vera, if you want to stop sharing your screen. Okay, thank you. All right, hi, Michelle.
Hello, how are you today, Brandy?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Well, let me get my screen shared here, and then we can get started. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the District Employment 101. Brandy, thank you for inviting me to this. My name is Michelle Nash, and I am the HR coordinator for the sub-temp employee group. And I will be covering the recruiting process for substitute teachers and temporary workers. The district is always looking for subs and temps. And I want to cover the substitute teachers first. We have 2 categories of substitutes, non-certified and certified. And the non-certified substitutes, they make $18 an hour, and the applicant needs to have taken a minimum of 48 college credits in order to be qualified to apply for a non-certified substitute teacher position. The certified substitute teacher applicants must possess a current Alaska teaching certificate, and they make $20 per hour. Certified substitute teachers may also apply for long-term substitute positions, and these are temporary positions that last longer than 19 days. These positions are compensated at the contracted per diem rate based on the current teacher's salary schedule. All of these positions need to pass the school district's background check, and they also must be fingerprinted. There are also a number of temporary positions available that we have here at the school district, and the rates on these positions vary. So for, like Verba was saying, with an ELL tutor, translator, or interpreter, they make $18 an hour. Whereas a custodian kinder aide would make a different wage. These positions must also pass the school district's background check. So to apply for a substitute teacher or a temporary position, you would go to the Fairbanks North Starborough School District website and complete the employment application. If you're applying for a substitute teaching position, please be sure to include your college transcripts with your application. You must include 3 professional references on your application. 2 of these references need to be at the supervisory level. And like Verba said, this doesn't need to be from paid work experience. This could be from a volunteer, from an advisor, mentor, or even a teacher. What is important is that you have a valid email address for the person that you're using as a reference. The reference check will be sent to them via email from mailbot@applitrak.com. We also ask you to monitor the completion of your references. So to do this, you would need to actually go into your Applitrak account and click on references. If there's any status noted as incomplete, you would need to follow up on that. And sometimes that means adding a different reference. After your application is complete and your references have come back, you would go to the district website and sign up for the sub-temp orientation. And that link is found on the HR webpage. If you go to the sub-temp employee group, it's in the middle of the page. Once HR department has verified your references, you will receive 2 emails. The first email will contain your new hire paperwork link, login information to Canvas to complete your mandatory trainings, and information on the next steps in the hiring process. The second email will contain your electronic background check, and we need to have this completed as soon as possible. I want to touch on Canvas though. When you log into Canvas, you should complete the trainings that are on your dashboard. Because the trainings are customized, the only ones that you need to complete are on the dashboard. If certificates are needed from those particular trainings, once you complete it, print out the certificate or download it to your desktop and email that certificate to the district, and you would email it to training@k12northstar.org. Once your training is done and once your paperwork is completed, you're ready to schedule your fingerprint appointment, and you'll receive an email or a phone call to schedule this appointment. So you've completed all the paperwork and it's time for orientation and the fingerprint appointment. So what do you need for this appointment? To complete your I-9 form, you will need documentation that establishes your identity and employment authorization, such as a passport. If you don't have a passport, you may bring your driver's license or a state ID, and a social security card or a birth certificate, anything of that sort. If you want to have your paycheck deposited, electronically deposited, we would need a copy of a voided check or a deposit slip, or even a copy of a membership card from your financial institution that has your bank routing number and your account information on it. So once you've completed all of the paperwork, the trainings, your fingerprinting, you are ready to accept an assignment. So how do you do that? So that is through the absence management, or also known as Frontline platform. You will receive an email once all of your information, all your paperwork is done. You'll receive an email to create an account, and you'll create your account, and this is how you will start accepting assignments. When you've accepted an assignment and you're ready to report to the school, it is imperative, number one, that you be on time. And the second thing, check in with the admin secretary. They will give you information that you need. They'll show you around the school and help you facilitate at the school level. So I would like to thank you for your interest in becoming a substitute teacher or a temporary worker with the school district. If you have any questions, you can contact me, Michelle Nash, at 452-2000 extension 11381, or Carlene Manuel at 452-2000 extension 11357.
All right, thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Brandy.
Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'll be going over the application process. Michelle kind of just went over this, but that was specifically for subs, and this is for all of our regular benefited positions that you can apply to. So you'll go to k12northstar.org/jobs and select any position that you're interested in. If there are multiple positions that you're interested in, you can check the box for each one and submit that same application. There's no need to create more than one application. Once the position closes, HR screens the positions for applicants who meet the minimum qualifications, and those minimum qualifications are based on the job description and anything added into the job posting. Then all qualified applicants are sent to the principal for an interview. The principal will then contact those applicants to set up the interview. Right now, they'll most likely be Zoom interviews. And after the interviews, then they will select their top applicant, and they'll let us know who that top applicant is. And then we will send that applicant a background check request, and reference checks are also done for them. So the hiring manager will be contacting your 3 references, 2 of which must be supervisors. The third can be another professional reference, such as a coworker. After the background check and reference checks are done, we let the hiring manager know that the top applicant is approved for hire and they can make the job offer. So then the hiring manager would call the top applicant, and after they accept, then the applicants who were not selected would be notified. Once you are selected and have accepted a position, you will work with your supervisor on a start date. If you're able to start working right away, that would be great. or sometimes we understand that if you have to give 2 weeks notice to your current employer, but that's something that you will work out with your supervisor. Then the supervisor will contact HR and let us know that you have accepted. So there's no need for you to contact HR. The process is automatic behind the scenes. So the supervisor lets us know, and then you will receive an email from HR regarding all of your new hire paperwork and the new hire orientation. You'll complete all your paperwork and submit it to our office, and then schedule a time to do your fingerprints. And then once everything's turned in and you're ready to go, you'll show up to your work location on your first day. New this year, we have started a one-on-one assistance program for cover letters, resumes, and applying for the school district. You do not have to be applying for the school district in order to do this program. It's open to the community, and I'm going to turn over to Shana Ellenroot, and she will be able to talk a little more about this. Oh,
I
you're
did
on.
unmute myself. Thank you so much, Brandy, for introducing me. So this is a really exciting program that we've kind of developed this year. And our goal was to make resources available to not only Fairbanks North Scarborough School District staff, but also community members. So I'm going to screen share and show you my screen. Okay, so can you see? So you should see the school district website. Yeah. And right now we're at our k12northstar.org/jobs. This is our main webpage. So just below, right down here, you'll see need assistance. So these one-on-one workshops, they can take place via Zoom. They can take place in person. Of course, we observe social distancing guidelines as well as wearing masks to make things as safe as possible. So on our website right here, you'll click this link, which I already have open, which will take us to our signup.com page. So right here, we have 3 spots available today. We have spots available Mondays and Tuesdays with varying times throughout the days to accommodate people's schedules. If there is a time that none of these work for you and you'd really like this, please feel free to email recruiting@k12northstar.org, and we would be more than willing to work with you and set up a time that works for you, that we can give you the assistance that you need. It's actually really cool. So since we've launched this, we've met with employees within the district. We've had people from out of state who are looking at employment with the district. We've had people in other districts who are looking at applying to the school district. And then we've had internal employees who are looking to apply and do internal transfers. So it's really cool that we've been able to help people kind of build up on their strengths with their resumes and cover letters, which we offer and do editing on. We'll take a look and make sure everything looks grammatically correct, maybe make suggestions on the order of things and things that should be included to best highlight how you meet the job description or the qualifications for what you're applying for. So this is a really, really awesome opportunity that we are inviting anyone in our community to sign up for and use. If you specifically need help applying for positions using AppleTrack and our frontline system, we can set up appointments where we can walk you through step by step how to do those do that application, because sometimes those programs aren't always super intuitive, and we want to make this as easy as possible for those who want to work for the school district. And even with sub applications, we are more than willing to set aside time and help you. So we hope that you can take advantage of this, or if you know people who maybe need help or don't know where to start with a resume and cover letter, or maybe want to strengthen your interview skills, we would love to meet with you. We have hour slots, but you can also sign up for more than one if you wanted to concentrate on your resume for one time slot and then work on your resume, or I'm sorry, your interview skills for another slot. So we want to make this as available as possible, and we hope that you guys will take this opportunity and let us help you and kind of share that knowledge. And I will pass that back over to Brandy. So if you have any questions, again, please just contact recruiting@k12northstar.org.
Thank you, Shayna. Okay. So, oh, sorry. That is our presentation for today. It went much faster than we anticipated. We're all learning how to do things virtually now. So now we know that it won't take as long as it does in person. Are there any questions out there that we may have missed on Facebook or on the chat? Okay, so I'm not seeing any.